Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the time has arrived to discuss some great tips with you. As you know, an exam is the finish line wherein the theory and practice collide. The examination hall is the place where one's mettle can be tested. Today, we'll be discussing some great ways which can help you ace your exams and surprise everyone. Be sure to watch till the end so that you don't miss any of the points that could result in you acing your paper. Also, be sure to subscribe to this channel for more such videos going forward. So let's start off with number 1, don't take for granted. First of all, do not procrastinate. We're not going to discount your ability to cram for tests at the last hour and still do very well, but if you have a jump start on your preparation, you'll have the opportunity to go back over old material. You should acknowledge the reality that reviewing the material always makes it easier to understand the material in its entirety. Since this is the case, it's in your best interest to get a head start on your studying as soon as possible rather than cramming all of your efforts into the final day before the test. Speaking from my experience, I've always prepared ahead of time, which means I would prepare for the exams in advance. However, I would always keep that last hour for revising the course material. Do not ever procrastinate because you can never predict what could happen the next moment. Maybe an electricity shortfall, which means you would be short on the study material that's backed up electronically. Therefore, save your shelves and start preparing ahead of time. Number 2, take regular breaks. We are aware that taking exams can put a lot of pressure on you and can get on your nerves. It is, in point of fact, completely common to feel worried before examinations. It has the potential to serve as a constructive motivator and provide the necessary extra push for you. However, being under an excessive amount of stress can also negatively impact your performance. Therefore, it's important that you take regular pauses from your study, engage in physical activity, go for walks in the fresh air, and begin hanging out with your friends. As soon as you start to feel overwhelmed or frustrated, you should break away from your books and engage in other things for a little while. Number 3, be organized. When it comes to being emotionally and physically ready for your upcoming examinations, being organized is probably the single most important thing you can do for yourself. You must always develop an itinerary for the part of the material that you're going to tackle within a specific amount of time. In order to fulfill this, you must first depend on the number of weeks you have available to finish your curriculum, as well as the amount of time available for reviewing. Doing a quick review after completing a section of your course is vital because it'll help you determine how much you've recalled the material and which aspects of the material you need to concentrate on more. Number 4, use visualizations to boost memory. Even if you don't have a good memory, visuals can still assist you in effectively understanding and remembering the topics that you're learning. In this sense, flashcards can be utilized as portable study guides that contain the most important concepts that are covered in your class. Even if you wait until the last minute, you should be able to review the flashcards after you've created an overview of your study plan. Visualizations are useful in this instance as well because they allow you to condense the relevant notes into a chart or a diagram that only takes up one page. This is one of the helpful methods for graphically recording your ideas that in return would make it easier for you to recall what you've written. Number 5, get rest. When it comes down to the wire, getting adequate sleep is the single most crucial thing your brain requires. In order to give your brain the necessary time to relax before your test, you should aim to get between 7 and 8 hours of sleep every night. In the event that this doesn't occur, it may end in sleeplessness, which can make it difficult to perform well on exams. In contrast to the above, you should make sure that your body is well nourished at all times. Make sure you have lots of water both before and while you're taking the test. It'll put you in a good mood while also allowing your brain to function at its highest potential. Number 6, determine your learning style. The ideal technique for you to study and be ready for a test is going to depend on which learning style you've determined you have. For instance, if you tend to learn best by listening, you must transcribe your lecture notes or course materials, then listen to the audio to ensure that you have a complete understanding of the material. This technique has particularly helped me to score well on my report cards, and it's one of the techniques which should draw people to ask me about the secrets I use to prepare for my exams. On the other hand, if you're someone who learns best through visuals, then creating visual aids like flowcharts, infographics, and postcards would be the most effective method for you to retain your notes. As a result, you should get started on figuring out your preferred mode of education so that you may choose how you'll be most successful in mastering the material at hand. In spite of the fact that you'll be inundated with a wide variety of test hints and guidance, it's essential for you to identify the strategies that work best for you amongst the mayhem that's associated with exam preparation. Bear in mind that one must not be self-indulgent with the preparedness, as this could lead to misunderstandings and confusion if there's an excessive amount of preparation. Most importantly, avoid putting unnecessary pressure on yourself, and if something is bothering you, discuss it with your family, close friends, or even your instructors. Thanks a lot for watching. If you want to discover more about your preferred method of education, as well as your ideal line of work, subscribe to this channel to learn plenty of other secrets to ace in your life.